Jambo. Tuko hapa, tuko ndani. Siku mingi ha?
Yeah, siku nyingi sana.
Gilad.
Watu wengi sana wana confuse Gilad na Gilad.
Yes.
Gilad. But Kenyans have given me Gilad and I'm okay with it. Ni sawa. I've accepted.
Gilad. Wameshinda wanasema okay. But kuna wewe hapa, it's been a while.
Sana. It's been more than 2 years.
Yes.
Before COVID.
Yeah. That was the last time I think you sat there. And I think you're launching a song. Was it a song?
The last time we did a song together was with even Swahili girl, Ama.
I guess.
That was even 2019. 2020, yeah,
should be around that time.
Yeah.
Sasa tokea wakati huo mpaka leo hii, mara nyingi tumekuwa tukizungumza hapa kwa radio tukifahamisha watu wakiuliza kuhusu Gilad yuko wapi? Tunaambia Gilad
anafanya
mkulima.
Exactly, farmer.
Mimi mkulima kabisa. A very happy farmer.
Yes, umefanya vitu vingi sana na hivyo ni baadhi ya vitu ambavyo tungependa kuvisikia. Pia pole kwa sababu ya yale ambayo yanaendelea kwenye nchi yako.
Asante.
We've also seen you trending. Watu wameongea vitu vingi sana. Kuna wengi ambao labda wako upande wako na pia kuna wale wengine ambao hawako kwenye upande wako. Lakini nasema kwamba yote hiyo ni feedback kutokana na kile ambacho kinaendelea.
Kuna feedback na kuna hatred. It's a mix.
Na chuki. Nasema ni feedback, labda umetoa kitu kama vile sasa hivi umetoa wimbo alafu watu wana respond, ama umepost kitu watu wana respond. Ndio kuna cheche za chuki ambazo naamini kwamba itakuwa vizuri pia wakati mwingine kuweza kuzikabili. Hakuna kitu kizuri kama upendo, na wakati ambapo chuki inatawala upendo inakuwa dunia inakuwa haiko sawa. Kwa hivyo nafikiri tunafaa kuhubiri amani, upendo zaidi kuliko chuki ambayo inaonekana duniani na katika kile ambacho kinaendelea kule nchini Israeli. Naweza kusema kwamba poleni kwa maana nyingine tena. Poleni sana. Kuna kazi pia ambayo umeitoa, tutakuwa tunaizungumzia baadaye. Lakini kabla hajakuja kwa haya ambayo yanaendelea sasa hivi, labda ni vizuri kwa faida ya msikilizaji kuweza kupata ufahamu wa what you've been up to.
How much time do we have?
Let's go.
But you know, it's a mix of stuff. You know, for the longest time, I found myself from COVID. We talked, I haven't been here from COVID.
Yeah.
Immediately when COVID started, a friend said to me, let's start a shamba. And he's an expert in Kitungusa Umo. I said, let's go find a shamba. And we leased land in Isinya. And did just amazing. Now, you remember, I used to work for Amiran. Remember Giuliani was with the greenhouses back in the day. So I've been around, you know, wakulima for so many years here in Kenya. And I found myself doing really well, unexpected, just really successful. Discovered this wonderful crop, which is Kitungusa Umo, which Kenyans love much more than they love the Chinese garlic that we import so much, right? The Kenyan has a good smell, a good taste, good for cooking, you know. And we just found there's a really big demand and a very low supply. And if you know business, that's all you need, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so we kind of jumped into it, and instead of growing the farm too big and growing so much, we started working with other farmers, empowering them, teaching them. So today, even in Kilifi, I've got farmers all the way to Kilifi, Bondo, Meru, Embu, Kajiado, you name it, all over the country, Kitale, Farmers are growing Kitungusa Umo, and we buy back what they grow, So we sell them the seeds, we give them training, knowledge. We stay with them on WhatsApp. You send me video, I give you advice, you know, all the season. End of the season, ukimaliza, we buy everything you harvest, we pay you cash. People are really happy with it. It's a good business. People are doing, farmers are doing so well. We have over 170 farmers today.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You could have opted, before you come to that, you could have opted to do something else. Maybe fish farming would have been...
I've done
livestock.
I've done tomatoes, capsicums, sweet melon, watermelon, all of that I've tried. But in this case, my partner, he was the one who is the expert in garlic. So when I met him, he came to me and said, I know you used to work for agriculture. I want your advice. I want to start a shamba and I want to grow garlic. And I said, after I heard about it, I said, instead of you doing it and my advice, let's go 50-50. So we went 50-50 like that. And he taught me.
Oh, he's the one who taught you?
He taught me garlic,
And now you're also teaching other people?
Yeah. Now I do the classes myself. All the farmers is with me, one-on-one. I go today, this morning. I went mapema, before sunrise. By 5:30 I was out of the house. By 6:45 I was in Isinya. did the training with the farmer 7:30 until 9, and then came back here. I actually went from here. I was at a Deliverance Church in Langata, where they had a prayer for Israel. Balozi wa Israel was there. Mimi, I didn't do. They played the song, the video, and I said a few words. But it was just, I think if people are willing to pray for Israel right now, the least I can do is come and show respect.
Yes.
So I came with them, and then from there we came here straight. That's my days. Shamba na pia na nini, like a good Kenyan, I hustle.
Yeah. Unajituma sana kwenye hustle ya.
Too much.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk
Which is
about
good.
today. I want us to take a very short break. Then when we come back, we'll talk more about what you're doing, about your music, and about what's happening in Israel, because people are eager
To hear.
yes, they're eager to hear what's happening and what your song is all about, because honestly we shouldn't be seeing what we're seeing right now. It's not a good thing that you would even wish to your worst enemy,
Yeah.
But anyway, let's take a break. Tutarudi tena kuongea zaidi, usini mbali. Mpigia severally na kumuuliza inakuaje. But today he's here and he has a song, a brand new song. I'm going to Never Again. Utaisikiliza baadaye. Amekueleza kuhusiana na mambo na ukulima. Kuna baadhi ya watu walikuwa wanajiuliza, walikuwa wanatuma maujumbe hapa katika mtandao wakiuliza kuhusiana na kile ambacho anafanya, and you've heard. He is a good farmer. Anakuza vitunguu wapi by the way? Asijua.
Isinia.
Katika eneo la Kisii. Sio rahisi kuanzisha ukulima, especially ya vitunguu.
No, I mean, at the end
What
of the
does it
day,
take?
ni investment, pesa, land, maji. Wakulima, they call me, right? People write to me on Facebook, stuff like that. My first question: do you have a shamba? Does it have maji? Without
mchanga wote.
see, if you don't have water, you can't do anything. This is in farming. If you're growing not expensive, kama maize, ama beans, okay, and you rely on rain, ni sawa, okay. But garlic, kitunguu saumu is expensive. It's an investment, and if rain stops and you don't have maji, you will lose everything. Yeah. So my first question to any farmer who calls me, ukuna maji? Ni borehole, ama ni river, ama ni what's your source of water? Okay. Once we understand that, the rest now is. Some farmers don't have a lot of money. They start small, 1/8 of an acre, 1/4 acre. Some people do 2 acres, 5 acres like that, yeah? But it's an investment. You're talking about around 350,000 per acre. Okay? So it's not something everybody can do.
Yeah.
But many people will start small and then they'll build step by step. That's also okay. Yeah.
So what can that 350,000 bring back
Double.
as profit?
Double.
Guaranteed.
Sure. Nothing is guaranteed in agriculture. Agriculture is in the hands of God. You have weather, you have soil, you have water, you have that. If you want for sure, go and buy a stock and wait for the percentage to go up. That is for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but
In farming, it's not like that. You do your best. And I tell farmers, if you have a farmer who in the first season, they say they broke even, they didn't make much profit. I tell them, okay, but you paid for your education. Now do another season. Right? Because you learn. It's like anything. You learn by doing. Yeah? Did you went to school for doing radio? Ama, you went to studio again, you became Mzazi Wilituva. Sindio?
I studied and then I practiced.
I think I'm a fan of
time, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a fan of work. I'm a fan of learning by doing. Okay? Let me not talk about whether kids should go to campus or not campus. I'll leave that to others. For my children, when they asked me, what should I do, Dad, for work? Anything you can do where you learn by doing, you'll become good at it. Yeah, just keep practicing. Farming is the best example because you see the disease, you see the solution, you see the growing, every little part of it. Yeah, and that's the best teacher.
So what are some of the things that maybe affect this kind of farming?
Weather, water. We've been dealing here with the drought in Kenya. Water is the biggest issue.
Magonjwa.
Magonjwa pia, lakini it's not so bad. That's not the hard part. The maji, okay? The lack of water. Yeah, in Kenya, I think our biggest problem is that we don't have enough water. We've developed a borehole culture.
It's true.
It would be better if there was piped water for everybody. Then private sector would sell drip, greenhouse, seeds, all of that technology, yeah? But without water, you can't do anything, yeah? Back in the day when we were working with Abbas Goulet in Wajir, when 2010, 2012, we built irrigation projects. But first we built a water reservoir. Once the people have water, suddenly you see farmers who are growing only goats and cows, suddenly they're growing tomatoes in Wajir. You remember, we used to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah. Your downtimes?
Sorry?
Lowest
What was your
moments.
Like
As a
how
farmer.
often do you...
No. Your lowest moment as a farmer. Have you ever gotten to a point where you said, why did I do this?"
Yeah. Not so long ago, I lost a whole... with us, it's a trading farm. So it's just block by block by block. So I didn't lose the whole shamba. I lost one block. But I was playing games. With me, when we get a disease, I try to learn how to... We know how to solve it. Now let's try something new. If it fails, but that's what the farm is for. For our farm is now for learning, for playing. We try different varieties, we try different solutions, we try everything to learn so that we get better and better and better. Yeah. So one is just a battle that I lost against Mgonjwa. It's called downy mildew, and we fought all season, and then one day you come and the whole crop was yellow. Yeah. Now I know what not to do. Yeah. Next I learned also. It's also learning. Yeah. And I was playing with a solution, organic solution, to see if I can work. So now I know. Next time I'll try better. But that's for. But a low point is to see a farmer disappointed, a client. Not everybody does so well. So when a farmer invested their money and they don't get everything back, it hurts. Yeah. And so we really try to do everything we can to buy back, even when they make small ones. We still, we really try to help.
You've done a lot.
Not easy.
Really mzee. Yeah, it's okay.
Gilad yuko na mwanaye ambaye yupo kwenye jeshi. Tutakuja kidogo atatuambia kuhusiana na mwanaye. Alafu tutakuja atueleze kuhusiana na wimbo wake Never Again na what inspired the song. All that in the next few. So stand by. Hii ni Mambo Mseto, awamu ikiwa ni ya pili.
Na pia kuna
Gilad, Mungu akujalia watoto ngapi?
Watoto wawili. Omer is 24 and Leah is 20. Yeah, they grew up here all their life.
Wao tuseme pia wameishi Kenya kama baba yao.
Kabisa. From we came here, Omer was 4 and Leah was 1 month. And they grew up all their life, all the way to finish Kabisa Form 4.
Yeah.
And after that, they chose, because they didn't have to. Israelis, at 18 we must serve in the army by law. By law, mandatory. Men for 3 years, women for 2 years. Okay? But because they grew up here, they didn't have to. They could choose. And both of them chose yes to go. Yeah, both of them chose to go. So
At 18?
At 18. Omar was first. First he went to Berklee College of Music. He studied music. He was, Eric Wainaina is the one who tests for auditions people for Berklee College of Music. It's the best music school in the world, yeah? So Eric is alumni. And he's the one who represents them here. So he auditioned my son. And I stood outside, chopping my nails while my son was auditioned. And he got accepted. He's an amazing guitar player. He plays on Angel Uriel. He plays on Kawaida Guy. He plays on many of my songs, yeah? He even played with me at Koroga Festival back in the day on stage. He's Afrima Award winner. I won Afrima for Angel Uriel featuring him on guitar. He's also Afrima Award winner.
Yes, he is.
So he did Berklee for a couple of years and then decided to go to Israel and join the army. Went and became a paratrooper, hardcore, yeah? You know the picture that was circulating on all the social media of him with the Kenyan scarf?
Yeah.
Here's a chance to say something, yeah?
Please do.
That picture is 4 years old, okay? It's not from now. Today my son looks very different. He's been out of the army, he's got a beard and long hair. That picture he has short hair. And it was in 2020. He was finishing a 45-kilometer march to receive his red beret as a paratrooper. In the last kilometer, he had planned it. In the last kilometer, he pulled out a scarf of the flag of Kenya, where he grew up, put it on his thing, and that, he said, gave him that energy, that power to finish after 45 kilometers, and he finished strong, yeah? When I posted that 4 years ago, it was shared more than 1,000 times on Facebook, and 90% of the shares were, wow, we're so happy, we're so proud of him, we're so patriotic, right? Now fast forward to now, yeah, about, what was it, after October 7th, when about 5 days after, I think, when he returned to Israel, and I posted that he's back in Israel to join the army and that I was proud of him. And I posted the same picture because that's my connection to Kenya. You know, I felt, and people began to rip him apart on Twitter and wish him the worst things I don't even want to repeat. So the same picture that 4 years ago everybody was so proud and patriotic about,
But no.
suddenly now it's a bad thing, you know? And yeah, you know, I mean, we joke about cyberbullying and stuff like that. Let me tell you, everything that poor Aziad has gone through on cyberbullying is nothing compared to
How
what
did you
we've
feel?
been to.
How did you feel?
As
a father, first of all.
As a father, it bothers me. Yeah, as a father, it bothers me. Okay, no, I'll tell you this. Okay, so we talked about me trending on Twitter over the weekend.
Yes.
If you scroll through my feed, you see that people have wished my children really bad things. Okay, now as we said earlier, I'm a Kenyan,
Yeah.
and I'm a very proud Kenyan. Yeah, you know that. Yeah. As Kenyans, and I've been here 20 years, so I kind of know the culture. Yeah. Do we wish each other's children bad things?
No, we don't.
We would never
So,
do that. It's not our style. It's not our culture.
Yeah.
Kenyans don't do that. So why is it okay to do it to me? Because I'm Zungu, I'm a Yahudi, what makes it okay to go on Twitter and wish my son or my daughter bad things? It's not okay. Yeah?
Your daughter is also in the army.
Yeah. She's finishing now. She's actually now on leave before finishing Kabisa. And then it's her choice. She's pretty done. On the other hand, there's a war going on, and she teaches doctors and medics, so she's needed. So she's kind of playing with the idea to sign up and go back just until the war is over.
So your son left everything and chose to go and fight.
He was surfing in Nicaragua, South America. You know, it's very common for Israelis, after you do 3 years of army, you want to go somewhere. Maybe I came to Kenya in 1996. His South America was my Kenya in 96.
Oh.
We came here backpacking before we were married, after the army, because you want to get as far away as you can from discipline. For 3 years, you've been waking up every day, shining your shoes, shaving, in a uniform, marching, being disciplined, yeah? You want to get as far away from that 3 years. You want to get as far away from that as you can. So you go backpacking, you travel to countries which are cheaper, and you can make a little bit of money, you save some money, and you can last a long time. So for him, it was South America, and he's a surfer, so he likes to surf. So he went to South America, and he was practicing surfing and getting good. It's a place where they have good waves, you know, next to the beach. And then 7th October happened. Immediately, we talked on the same day. He said, "Dad, I'm going to find a plane home."
Did you support his choice?
So I tried. I'm a father, yeah, and my wife was even worse. While I was telling him, "Slow down, maybe you stop in Mexico, let's see," he said, no, Dad, I need to get to my unit. I have to get to Israel. My wife was praying for the plane to be delayed. You know, at the end of the day, you're a mom. You don't want your children in harm's way. But sure enough, it took him, he landed Israel on 13th. So it took him 7th October. We didn't yet understand what was happening. Only the next day, we started understanding how terrible everything was. At the beginning, we thought, if you look at my posts, you can see that from post to post, it goes up by 100 more people who died. Yeah? And from the beginning, when we thought it was only 100 or 200 terrorists who came in, then it was 3,000. They invaded the south of Israel. They attacked 22 farming communities. You know, yesterday we were talking about Joshua Mole, and Clemens, the Tanzanians, right? So those two kids, why were they there? Because these are farming communities, some of the coolest, you know, we talked about Minim Kulima. These are some of the most advanced, modern, cool farms. These people invested their lives in these farms, yeah? And they are farmers. And this was, 7th October was a Sabbath, and it was the highest holiday. It is the day that we take the Torah, the holy scriptures, right? And we dance with it in the synagogue. It's called Simchat Torah, the day we celebrate the Bible, the Torah. And people were there in celebration, and suddenly, out of nowhere, not to mention the music festival, right? 3,000 people. You've stood in front of a crowd. Imagine you on stage, Flash on stage in front of 3,000 people, a DJ. There's videos of it. And out of nowhere, they start landing from the air and coming in with their trucks and killing and raping and doing things which are unspeakable. And the numbers just kept growing and growing and growing and growing. And you know, we didn't know what to do. If you look at my first post, it took me a few days to even say anything. And if you look at how long it took me to speak, I didn't say anything for a whole month, nothing. People are saying, "Where have you been?" I couldn't speak. I got called by BBC, come for an interview. I said, I can't, I keep crying. I can't get through one sentence. The things we were hearing about, and we didn't, and the more times goes by, the more people come out to testify. A woman who was raped can now speak. A father who watched his children burned can now speak. Things that are unimaginable. And as if that's not bad enough, many in the world turn around and say, it didn't happen. It's justified. How can something like this be justified? You know, people call Israel, up until the day this happened, up until October 6th, you have to understand, for people who don't know Israel, the way Ugandans and Congolese come into Kenya to work, so Palestinians were coming in to work from Gaza and the West Bank. Our entire building industry, gardeners, people work, okay? Then what happened? What did you discover? That the same people who were coming into Israel to work were giving information. So when Hamas came in on that day, they knew every single house, how many people live there, who has a dog. Everything was spied on. The same people that were allowed to come into work were spying on all the houses in all these villages and all the bases. Hamas knew everything. For Israel, it's the biggest military failure in history. Yeah? Israel, the big, wow, military, got caught blind with their pants down, and the people were murdered. And all Israelis are very upset with government. Most Israelis think this government should just go home. Yeah? Where something so bad happens. But leave that alone. The reality of it is that as time went by, even now, we're just understanding. And we didn't even have a chance to mourn. Because then there's the kidnapped, the hostages, right? They took babies. Yeah, there's a 10-month-old baby. Today he's 11-month-old. Kfir Bibas. He's still in Gaza. His older brother, 4-year-old Ariel Bibas. These are not people I know, but I miss them as if I know them. Yeah?
Very sad indeed. There's a lot of misconception about this whole thing.
Thank you.
Proud of your achievement.
Thank you so much.
And it's always good to see you stand there singing, whether ni katika tamasha, kwenye video zako, but you're amazing.
But you know, people don't know that when I'm sitting in front of you, but I wouldn't be so successful or famous or known if you hadn't opened the door for me first. For people who are listening, the door was open to me to Kenyan music by Mzazi Willy Tuba. And young musicians, young Kenyans know that that's a big deal. So we launched together, Unajua, if you remember.
Yes, yeah.
And then we launched later. But also when you were doing the Mambo Mseto in the clubs and all that, we were together. And all of my first 5 songs were launched with you first on radio, and then you played them on TV, and I mean that's as big a gift as anybody can ask. So asante sana,
I'm
really.
humbled. I'm humbled. So humbled actually to realize that I have a hand in your success.
You have a hand in most of us, all of our careers. All the musicians know.
Asante sana kwa kuweza kulitamka hilo. Anyway, so tukisonga mbele, kuna kitu tulikuwa nazungumza na iki labda kitachochea hisia kwa sababu ni kitu cha hisia. Kwanza wanao wawili wao katika jeshi, umeeleza kuhusiana na kile ambacho kinafanyika Israeli, but kuna kitu ambacho mara nyingi watu hawaelewi. Kuna misconceptions nyingi kuhusiana na kile ambacho kinafanyika sasa hivi. Watu wanachukulia kwamba kuna chuki labda kati ya Israeli wa Arabu, vitu kama hivyo. So ningependa point out like a few misconceptions about watu wanafaa wajue, kwa sababu people sometimes may hate without knowing.
Yeah.
Without the knowledge.
And that's the saddest part for me. I mean, at least if you're going to hate someone or something, at least know something about it. We've discovered that people are hating and they don't even know where Israel is on the map. So, and people use words like Zionist and say it as a bad word. Yesterday somebody wrote Zionist police. There is no Zionist police, yeah? There's a limit to how much you can lie. A Zionist is someone who believes in creating a Jewish homeland for the Jews in the land of Israel. It doesn't exclude others. It's just one country where the Jews can have a homeland. We don't have anywhere else in the world that we can call our own. We've been persecuted throughout history. So Israel, which is the land of our history, all the way back to King David, all the way back to, for some people the Bible is prayer. For us it's a history book. Yeah? And so people don't know and they hate without knowing. So they use bad words like Zionist as a bad word. Zionist is not a bad word. I'm a very proud Zionist. Zionist is about creating the state of Israel for the Jewish people, but it doesn't exclude others. 25% of Israel, only 9 million people. Yeah, we are very small. The size of Israel is Kamakajiado. Yeah, very, very small. So out of 9 million people, 25%, one quarter, is Israeli Arabs, okay? We don't have separate bathrooms or separate pavements in Israel for Arabs and Israelis, yeah? We are one society. We have a Supreme Court judge who is an Israeli Arab. We have a minister who's an Israeli Arab. The runner-up of like Tusker Project fame, like Idols, is an Israeli Arab. The biggest TikToker in Israel, comedian. The person defending Israel on CNN and BBC right now is an Israeli Arab, yeah? The biggest hero right now of this war is an Israeli Arab officer who brought a tank to where the terrorists were on 7th of October and managed to save a lot of lives. So the people who say that we are apartheid don't have a clue about who we are, yeah? And yet they are hating and saying and all of that. People use words as bad. Maybe at least the only thing, if you're going to hate someone, go and educate yourself. So you're going to hate for a good reason, not because you're behaving like a sheep and following the rest of the herd, but develop your own opinion, especially for something so big as hatred, yeah? Better not to hate at all, yeah? But if you must hate, at least know what you're talking about, you know? Don't just hate because everybody else does, because that's just racism, or I could use different words. You know, another thing people don't know. Jews are not a race, yeah? We are not white or black. We are everything. Jews are from all over the world. So you see people who are originally from, you know when you talk of ethnic cleansing, yeah? Jews were ethnically cleansed from all of the Arab countries, yeah? So if you look at every single Arab country, Tunisia, Algeria, Libya, Morocco, all the way up to Syria, Iraq, Iran, Ethiopia not Arab, yeah? Ethiopians is Jews, yeah? But all the other countries I mentioned, the Arabs, all had populations of over 100,000, 200,000 Jews, and today they have 3, 4, 5, 0. All the people were made to leave and lived as second-class citizens, yeah? People don't know the history, yeah? My wife, her roots are from Moroccan Libyan, yeah? My roots are Russian Ukrainian. But all of us as Jews, we were dispersed around the world, found our way back to Israel, which is the only country we have, which is a democracy, which is free, which has, you know, when you talk of liberal, the biggest gay community among one of the biggest gay communities in the world is in Tel Aviv, where that's allowed. Israel's a very liberal country. People don't know anything about, but they hate and they buy into the propaganda, yeah? Now, in reality, we are only 15 million Jews in the whole world, yeah? Muslims is 2 billion, yeah? Haters, maybe 5 billion or 4 billion, yeah? We don't stand a chance, not on social media, not on TV. The truth will never come out. So all we can do is be steadfast in our belief in that what we're doing is right, protect our people, and hope that the world will understand. Now understand, I'm an artist and I'm a human being. When people see on TV all these pictures of Palestinians suffering, okay? You think I don't watch that and it breaks my heart? I'm a father, you know? When I see kids suffering, it hurts me just as much, yeah? And in my daily prayers, I include, God, please protect innocent Palestinians, okay? It's in my daily prayer every morning, yeah? There's a difference. That's the one thing people don't get. A difference between Hamas and simple Palestinian citizens, okay?
What's the difference?
Hamas is a terrorist organization funded by Iran, which is based on fanatic extremist Islam. Everybody in this room would be dead if they came in. They don't care. We are all infidels. None of us lives by the rules that they have, yeah? Jews are just higher on their list. Christians are next, yeah, and so on and so on. But you saw with the Tanzanians, they didn't care what his skin color was or what his history was. It was about murder, okay? These guys have it on their charter, the number one item, to kill and destroy Jews wherever they are, the annihilation of the Jewish people, yeah? That is what they stand for. That's who they are. When people say, cease fire, make peace, you can't make peace with someone who wants to kill you, okay? It doesn't matter if we want to or not. The fact of the matter is that if Israel laid down its arms right now, if Hamas laid down its arms right now, there would be peace, because Israel would agree. But if Israel laid its arms right now, there would be no more Israel. Hamas has already showed us what they're capable of. The terrible things that happened on October 7th, none of us has ever experienced and seen. And once you understand what they're willing to do, and you understand that for me, my mom lives 15 kilometers more from where they were. My wife's sisters with their kids live 10 kilometers from where they were stopped. So if they weren't stopped, nothing would have stopped them from doing my mother and my everything, you know.
Wow.
This is about our survival.
Okay.
We can't cease fire and wait. These guys will come again.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
It's
it's not
pretty
what you
hard.
talk every day on the show.
Yeah,
It's hard.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
hard. Yeah.
It is. It has. There's a lot and emotions involved.
So I wasn't like an official break, yeah?
Mm.
It kind of happened. My last two songs were Maisha Marefu and Kidege, which were very quiet songs without music videos, audios. And that was 2 years ago. And then I did Butterflies, which the hardcore fans really liked, those who really follow.
Yeah.
And they quoted on the Facebook lines from the song. So, and then I just got thrown into the agriculture. And that's where my passion was, and where your passion is. So don't get me wrong, I've been writing music on the shamba the whole time.
Out
I've
of
been
passion.
there. I just sit with the guitar and words come, you know, stories come. I tell stories of Shambani, yeah. So stuff like that. I'm writing music, but I wasn't in any hurry to record. I'm happy with what I'm doing. There's no hurry. Haraka, haraka, haina baraka.
Yeah.
Me, I'm good. There was no hurry.
Uh-huh.
When October 7th happened,
Uh-huh.
it kind of changed the world for me, the life for me. You know, everything changed. And after the attack in Israel, as a musician, it's like, it's something you dream of as a musician, as an artist, is to have a cause that you believe in. Yeah? And you look at Bob Marley and you look at John Lennon, people who had causes, giants, right, who changed the world with their music, but their passion came from something they were fighting for.
Yeah.
I've never in my music had something I was fighting for. I was always balozi wa mapenzi, ama mfalme wa mapenzi, ama, you know, songs which were just feel-good songs, enjoying to make music in another language and mix it with English, just that. Suddenly on October 7th, now I have a cause not just worth singing for, even worth dying for. Yeah, my country, my people, my family, everything. And I'm blessed. I have 2 countries. The Constitution of Kenya allows 2 nationalities. Israel allows 2 nationalities. And as of 2021 December, I'm a Kenyan and I'm an Israeli. Yeah, by nationality. I have passport, kabisa, everything. By religion, minim Yahudi. Okay, so you can be Kenyan, Israeli, and Yahudi, kama Christian, kama Muslim, kama, yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
And so that's me. And in 1 week of my life, I got to fly both flags that I love so much. For Jamhuri Day, we released Champions with Kina Nazizi and Waire and Johnny Scani.
Yeah.
And I got to sing, you know, for the president and for the country at Uhuru
As a
Gardens.
Kenyan.
As a Kenyan, kabisa. And then 2 days later, I released Never Again, which is about standing up for my other flag, yeah? And that one which is threatened right now.
And so much has happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll be back baada ya muktasari. Tutakuwa tunarudi kuongea sasa kuhusiana na Never Again. Gilad pia kuna wale ambao wanajiuliza kuhusiana na familia yake na kile ambacho anafanya. So stand by for that and more.